everybody, my name is Scott Waters. Welcome to No Life Till Metal. It's time for a rock metal update. Okay, so yeah, I got quite a bit to show, so I'm going to just go start getting right into it. Went to a record store today with my son and my wife and my grandson and my daughter-in-law and my granddaughter who's still in her belly, who do any day now. And I picked up a few things. Picked up this is an upgrade copy of Blood Rock 2, my favorite from this band, heavy 70s, 1970, 71, somewhere in that area, and heavy rock, heavy guitar rock, kind of has the riffs of Aerosmith and the vibe of Sabbath, the darkness of like a Black Sabbath. Very heavy record for them, probably one of their heaviest records. So the album actually generated a hit single off of DOA, which is actually one of the lighter, musically lighter songs on the album, but very heavy song, very dark, very heavy song about basically dying in a plane crash and what happens after, afterwards. It's a very, very heavy song, but very good song. One of my favorites from them. And Manila Road did a cover of that song. Great. And this is, like I said, an upgrade copy. This is a German pressing, very clean. And the record is near mint, so I had to grab it, especially for the $4 they asked for it. So yeah, my copy wasn't that bad, my US pressing, but that one's nicer, so I had to grab it for $4. It was worth it. This next one I picked up today too at Charlie's. This was Queensryche, recorded live in Toronto, Canada, 1986. Haven't heard this one yet, just picked it up. The guy at the store said it sounds very good. He thinks it was maybe a radio broadcast or something like that, so looking forward to checking that out. Love the early Queensryche stuff, and the band's looking rather dapper here, don't you think? I saw the band on the Warning tour just before this tour, and they looked, just like metalheads then. On this one, they were going for obviously the more kind of gothic, theatrical look. Yeah, 1980s. What do you expect, man? People were all about putting on shows, looking bigger in life. As goofy as it might have been, it was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to checking that one out. So, keeping on. This was a gift from my good buddy Bill Bafford. This is Curious Volume by Pentagram, and I haven't even cracked this sucker open yet. It is still sealed. Not that I haven't heard it. I did buy the CD before I knew I was getting this on vinyl, and very happy to have it on vinyl. Love Pentagram, and of course we do have the classic lineup of it's just a classic pairing of Victor Griffin and Bobby Liebling on vocals, and of course this band actually been together for a while. Greg Turley on bass and Peter Campbell on drums, and actually the lineup's right there. So looking forward to spinning the vinyl on this because I'm digging the CD in my car. This is a new album too. This is brand new, released in Australia only on vinyl. This is the brand new Mortification, Realm of the Skeletor, and I purchased this one from the Rocks Productions website, or I think it's called Christian Metal Distro. Love Mortification, one of my favorite bands. Their style's been all over the place over the years, from death metal early on to thrash metal to straight up heavy metal, a little bit of a hardcore influence, but it's just always been some sort of metal. And this is kind of a more return to the thrash death sound of the early years. And again, this is on vinyl. It was only released in Australia, but Rocks Productions picked up a handful of these to sell, so I made sure and I grabbed one quickly before they were gone, because it's a very limited pressing. Not even sure how many it was, but this is a 2015 release, and I'm really enjoying this album. So, also from Rocks, this is Red Lamb, and this is really good. Matter of fact, I'm going to throw in a little clip right here. there you go. That's Red Lamb. And anybody who doesn't know what Red Lamb is, this is an album that was kind of a project of Dave Mustaine of Megadeth fame, Dan Spitz of Anthrax and Overkill fame, and I'm trying to remember who the vocalist ended up being on this. Shoot, I can't remember who the vocalist is. I guess it's not all that important. Let's see, guitar, bass, vocals, drums, lead guitar, yeah, it doesn't say who actually did it, just says where they were recorded. Anyhow, really, really good stuff. A little modern, but very thrash. And the vocalist sounds a lot like Dave Mustaine. There are points where I was like, is this just Dave Mustaine under a a pseudonym or something like that? Because it sounds a lot like him at times. And the music is very Megadeth-ish in points, very thrash Megadeth-ish. Great guitar work as well. But I don't think so. Let's see here. I think Don Chafin is the guy who's the vocalist, and he's pictured right there. But yeah, he does have a very Dave Mustaine-ish snarl to his vocals. So this is on just black vinyl on the Hansel and Gretel label, and this also comes with a giant fold-out poster, which I won't show. It's just a giant, giant fold-out poster of this cover art right here. So there you go, Red Lamb, featuring Dan Spitz of Anthrax fame and Dave Mustaine, who wrote the lyrics, a lot of the lyrics, and also did the production on this thing. So yeah, Red Lamb. This next one I haven't cracked open yet. We'll see. This is a gift somebody sent me, and I just had a hard time. I just don't care that much for metalcore. It's just not my thing. Some guy screaming at me like a drill instructor at a Lazy Cadet. To me, that's not metal vocals. And that's kind of how I picture this band. However, everybody's telling me that I need to give them more of a chance because they're better than most metalcore bands, and they're not just metalcore. So I'm going to give this one a shot. This is The Extremist by Demon Hunter. This is still sealed. I will crack this open and give it a spin and see what I think. So there you go, Demon Hunter, The Extremist. This next one is an old one I just didn't have in my collection. I believe this was like an 87 or 88. This is Rat, Dancing Undercover. And this is when Rat were going for a slightly more glammy sound. And, if you can tell by the look of the cover, very 80s sounding. Still had some decent stuff on there. But yeah, you could just tell by the names of the songs they were going for a more mainstream sound here. You got Dance, Drive Me Crazy, Body Talk, Looking for Love. It's very 80s. But I enjoy Rat, and especially enjoy the early Rat, so kind of glad to have this in my collection. It was picked up by my friend Bill out in California. He said he found it very cheap. And he also sent me this one, which is very cool. I am a Striper collector. I have a ton of Striper vinyl, and I keep promising to do my Striper vinyl video, and I will one of these days. But this is a Striper radio special. Just one of those promo things that you really never see. And this is a Striper radio special hosted by Brian Mason. So there you go. Nothing to it. That's it. There's just a center ring and a white cardboard cover. But Striper, I collect anything Striper. This next one's awesome. This one was a gift from my good friend Tim. And this was a kind of a shocker to get in the mail. I was talking to him back and forth about stuff. He asked me, I don't know, I can't remember exactly what we were talking about. But anyhow, I told him that I was one of the albums I was looking for was Dio live at the Spectrum, because I seen Dio live in Philadelphia 3 times, including this show. Was at this show, but didn't have the vinyl. And one day it just showed up on my door. So and it was sent by my good friend Tim. So I appreciate it, Tim. It's still sealed. I haven't even cracked it open. I'm looking forward to having some time at home where I can listen to the whole thing beginning to end. That's kind of what I want to do. Of course, this was on the Sacred Heart tour, Finding the Sacred Heart. I seen Dio on his first tour when he came through Philadelphia at the Tower Theater with Twisted Sister opening, and it was just a small show, but it was awesome, and the Philadelphia crowd just loved him. Within 9 months to a year, he was playing the Spectrum, which sold out. So the very next year, he recorded this video at the Spectrum as a thank you to the fans there, and there you go. Dio live at the Spectrum. It is a gatefold album. This one came from Tim as well. All these were kind of surprise from him. He just said he wanted to send me some vinyl. So there you go. This is the Runaways Live, and I have cracked this one open and given it a spin, and it's fantastic. This is the Agora Ballroom, Cleveland, 1976. Of course, Terry Curry was the lead vocalist at the time. Lita Ford, Joan Jett, you know, the whole, just classic Runaways, raw, heavy rock from the 70s from the Runaways, and glad to have this in my collection. So thanks again, Tim Relief. Some thrash metal, and this one was suggested by Renee from Spain. He told me he really would dig these guys. You need to pick some up, so I picked this one up, and I can't even tell you how to pronounce it. Angelus Apatrida. Angelus Apatrida. I don't know. Anyhow, thrash metal, new thrash metal. But I'm told this is a great album. I have heard one song by them because I actually have a single by them. It's a split single with 3 Inches of Blood, which I showed, I believe, in one of my last 7-inch updates. The only reason I haven't cracked this one open yet is because I'm kind of fighting with Amazon about it. Because if you can see, it came with a big split in the top, and I wanted them to replace it, but they don't have any more, and they don't know if they're going to get any more. So I'm kind of hesitant sending it back, thinking I won't be able to get another copy of it. We'll see. I'm probably going to just have to live with it. I mean, it's not that big a deal. It just kind of bugs me, you know. You pay top dollar for an album, and it's brand new, and it's got a split in the top. So kind of irritated by that. And it was shipped very well, so it had to be like that when it was shipped. This next one came from my another gift from my brother who lives in New Jersey. His name is Jeff, and he called me up one day and said, "Hey, do you have this album, Japanese pressing?" And I said, "No." He goes, "Well, I'm going to send it to you." I said, "Right on." This is Cinderella, Long Cold Winter. And I've shown Cinderella on my channel before. You guys know that I have a soft spot for these guys. Really like them. This album was a change in direction. The first album was kind of more straightforward 80s pop metal. This album went for a more bluesy style. And I love this record. I love all 4 Cinderella studio records. Kind of wish they would have recorded more. But yeah, this is a Japanese pressing in mint condition with the obi strip. And it does have all the inserts inside of it. Which I guess it doesn't matter. They're just Japanese lyrics. Nothing special about them. Pristine, perfect copy of it. Yeah, so I was really happy to get this. Thanks, Jeff. Really appreciate it. My brother is a big supporter of my channel and watches most of my videos. So awesome. All right, next one was this is actually a gift from another gift from when I got out to visit my friend Randy out in Phoenix. We were going to do some record shopping, and he said, "Hey, I have something for you picked up for you." And I was like, "Oh, right on." The new My Silent Wake. This is An Everlasting Light on vinyl. This is only pressed 300 copies of this. This is number 42. It is hand numbered on the back. Haven't even cracked this open yet. I'm really much looking forward to hearing this. Love My Silent Wake. They're kind of doom, goth, metal, ambient. Hard to describe. Very interesting band. Highly recommend checking them out if you're into any kind of like doom metal or doom death metal or I don't know. They're just very unique. If you like that kind of slow, methodical, heavy metal that kind of reaches back into the 70s but brings it modern, these guys are awesome and very worth picking up. So there you go, Chad. Right up your alley, man. My Silent Wake. Oh, this next one. This next one was what blew me away. It's been an Aerosmith month for me. If you saw one of my recent editions of the mail, my good friend Capper John sent me a bunch of Japanese pressings of Aerosmith records, and I'm a huge Aerosmith fan. I'm always looking to add Aerosmith to my collection. And my friend Randy Trog was out in Vegas and visiting the Kiss museum / golf / wedding chapel place out there in Vegas, and he called me up and he says, "Hey man, do you have this Aerosmith Rocks?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "That's awesome. I saw it when I was out there." It was apparently belonged to Gene Simmons, and he had it for sale there. I didn't pick it up because I didn't have the cash at the time, but he said I couldn't leave it there. I had to get it for you. Aerosmith Rocks, signed by the entire band. Apparently this was part of Gene Simmons' collection and was for sale there. I don't know how much paid for it. I don't care. Don't want to know. All I know is that this is awesome and will be framed and hanging on my wall shortly. I just wanted to show it to you guys here on the No Let Till Metal channel first. Very, very cool. Aerosmith Rocks, autographed by the entire band. And keeping with the Aerosmith theme, had to pick this one up. I was a bit leery about picking it up because it was so friggin' expensive on other places I've seen. But I think it was Steve Harmless Rebel shot me a link, found a place that was selling it for 25 bucks. And so I picked up Aerosmith Rocks Donington 2014 triple vinyl plus DVD. This is an outstanding package. I got it for, like I said, the $25, but I also had a coupon code. Ended up getting like 15% off on top of that. So 15% off basically paid for the shipping, so it still cost me about $25. This thing is thick. It's a beautiful package. Can't really find a sleeve big enough to really cover it. All I have is that kind of one, that one that's torn up right there, but it is a gatefold, and then gatefold, and you can see the DVD sitting right there on the bottom. And then it has, like I said, 3 records, 180 gram vinyl. So this thing weighs a ton. Mr. Tyler sitting there. They have 2 records shoved into one sleeve, but I'm keeping one in the middle to keep. I don't want it to split or break. So, yeah, this is just an awesome collection. Had to get it for my collection. This is one that was not a gift. I actually paid for this one. And this is a beautiful copy. Aerosmith Rocks Donington. Great set list too. Lots of old stuff. Bunch of stuff from Pump. Very little from the new record. Not that I'm not amazed, because the new record didn't go over too well. Just some great stuff on here. Alright, keeping it up. This is for my Phoenix trip. I picked this up in Phoenix. Surprised to find this at a record store out there. Didn't go to a whole lot of record stores. Didn't have time. Spent my entire time there pretty much. Either lounging by the pool with my family, or at Randy's house, Trog's house, doing the 1971, 1983 videos, which were just recently posted. Check them out if you haven't already. But we did hit a few record stores, and I was surprised to find Death, Spiritual Healing for under 20 bucks. Usually this thing sells for stupid prices. I don't know why. This is a used copy, so they say. Looks brand new to me. It wasn't sealed, but there was nothing wrong with it. I mean, it was just in mint condition. And I do believe this is a recent repressing on Relapse Records. I can't remember what year the repressing is from. I think it was like 2014 or something like that. I think it was like $15, so I grabbed it. It was a good price. Death, Spiritual Healing. I believe it was their, what, 3rd album from the Florida thrash death metal band. One I didn't have in my collection, surprisingly. Huge April Wine fan. I've been really into April Wine. Been into a lot of Canadian metal over the last year and a few months, since I've been hooking up with a lot of friends in Canada and part of the VC. So I've been really trying to build my April Wine collection. You don't find a whole lot of their stuff in here, but I did finally manage to find a perfectly clean copy of April Wine, Nature of the Beast. I see them all over the place. This album, probably one of their most popular albums, has one of their big hits, Sign of the Gypsy Queen, on here. I think they had a couple other hits on this album too. And I can't remember, Tell Me Lies maybe, I don't know. There was several hits on this record, but the biggest one was Sign of the Gypsy Queen. But you see these things, they're always ring wear, always tore up. Must have been big party albums, man, because they're just tore up. You know, you got the beer stuck on there, and you know, all that kind of junk gum. This copy here is in pristine, perfect condition. The record almost looks like it's never been played. If you look very closely at the top, you can see just a hair of ring wear, and that's it. So I picked this one up in Phoenix for $4. Glad to grab another album from my April Wine collection. This is very cool. This is I picked this one up in Phoenix as well. This is Judas Priest, the Rock Forever EP, 3 live tracks. I believe this is a UK EP. Kind of a boring cover, but you know, Rock Forever, Hellbent for Leather, and Beyond the Realms of Death live, 12-inch maxi single on the CBS label. I'm pretty sure this is German or UK, one of those two. Somewhere over in Europe. Big Priest fan, I'll grab anything by them. But this is a very cool EP. One I used to have when I was a kid, so it was nice to get this one back into my collection again. Still a lot to show. Keep on keeping on. This one, I don't know, we'll see. This may end up coming to VCLT because I like this album a lot. I actually picked this up for a friend of mine. This is Treat. And Scratch and Bite. This is glammy, sleazy heavy metal from the 80s, and it's right up my buddy's alley. Problem with this one is the record's in mint condition. Well, it looks like it's in mint condition. I got it home to spin it and check it. Slight warp to it, so I'm going to run it through the vinyl flat and see if I can flatten it out. If it doesn't completely flatten out, I'll keep it in my collection because my buddy doesn't like, he likes his records 100% mint, or he doesn't want them. So I may keep this one if I can't flatten it out. Otherwise, it may be going to him Very cool album though. I was surprised to find this out there. This is a German pressing. Found this in Phoenix for it was definitely under $10. I can't remember what it was, but I was surprised to find it out there for so cheap and in such good condition. It's unfortunate it has a slight warp to it, probably because it was shrink wrapped since the 80s, and that's why it's in such good shape. You know, it was probably in the shrink wrap the whole time. But when they pulled the shrink wrap off, you get that. You leave stuff in shrink wrap too long, it tends to warp, especially those thinner 80s albums. This is the first album from TC LaCrue. Just one I hadn't had in my collection. I found a copy on eBay cheap, so I bid on it and won. This is their, like I said, their first album before they, I can't remember who they signed with after this. But this album's on Medusa. This actually is not quite as heavy as the one that came after it, in my opinion. But still a good album. Cool album cover. Good band shot. So there you go. Very 80s sounding. I wouldn't say glam, just straight up heavy metal. A little bit of, a little bit of a pop hooks to it, but anyhow. This next one, 2015 release. Going to be on my top 20 albums of the year because I absolutely love this record. Highly recommended to me by, let's see, a bunch of people in the VC. Let's just say that. A bunch of people, highly suggested this album. And a few people have shown it recently, but this is Black Trip. This is the latest one, Shadowline. And this album is great. This is a mixture of 70s and 80s sound. I hear a lot of new wave of British heavy metal in this band. Especially some Diamond Head. I hear a lot of Diamond Head, especially in the vocals. But the huge helping of Thin Lizzy, those twin guitar attacks that Thin Lizzy had all over this record. Hear a little bit of UFO on this record, even some Scorpions riffing on here. This is just a fantastic heavy metal record from a newer band. This is their second album. I really want to get the first album now after, loving this one so much. This came with a CD, so aside from playing the vinyl at home, I've been listening to the CD constantly in my car over the past few weeks. Look for a review of this on my next update on NoLifeTillMetal.com. One of my all-time favorite bands. I was going to grab this. Didn't grab the box set, but I did grab the vinyl for Motorhead, Bad Magic. This actually comes with a CD as well. And then, of course, the record. And this is a gatefold, which I guess I can take out and show you real quick. I just don't want this to be a 6-hour-long video. So there's your CD. It also came with a download card, which was kind of strange considering it came with a CD. But whatever. Here's your the cover, the gatefold, nice picture of the band, and the picture sleeve. And it's on just standard black vinyl. And like I said, it came with a download card. So next up, another one I haven't cracked yet. I've been trying to get all the reissues of this band. One of my favorite bands from the 90s, Iced Earth. This is probably in the Dark Saga. It's probably one of my favorites from them. Hard to pick a favorite. Most of their early albums through the 90s and the early 2000s I love. All the stuff they did with Matthew Barlow, the stuff they did before Matthew Barlow is great stuff, including this album, Dark Saga. Also, the cover art was great. This, of course, is a comic strip, and I'm not a comic fanatic, so cannot remember for the life of me the name of the character or anything like that. Doesn't really matter to me. This is a gatefold repressing on Century Media. I'm pretty sure it's going to be on colored vinyl, but again, brand new, sealed. Haven't even cracked it open yet. I'm looking forward to cracking it open. I guess I could crack it open now, huh? Why not? Let's show you guys what's inside. Maybe it'll be black vinyl. Who knows? So we're going to do a little seal to reveal on here. Got to keep it because it's got a hype sticker on it. So we've got the gatefold, which I'm sure is going to be, there you go, pictures of the band and lyrics. This is cool. Didn't realize it came with this. Gigantic Dark Saga poster. And what else is in here? Let's see. Century Media sell sheet for other releases from them. What else is in here? Here you go. Vinyl. And it is black vinyl. What do you know? Nothing wrong with that. I like black vinyl. So there you are. Custom centering and a separate custom centering on the other side. Sweet, heavy 180 gram vinyl. Very nicely packaged. Iced Earth, Dark Saga. glad to have that one in my collection. Another band on a Thin Lizzy trip, and this actually started off as a Thin Lizzy kind of tribute band. Actually, it started off with Thin Lizzy. This is Black Star Riders, and this is their second album, their latest. I've showed this CD and other releases, listened to that CD over and over and over again, so I finally said, you know what, I need to get that on vinyl. So I did. Black Star Riders, one, The Killer Instinct. Very good. Again, not Thin Lizzy. Can't be Thin Lizzy without Phil Lynott, but a huge sound like Thin Lizzy. Tribute to, I don't know how you want to say it, but of course you have Scott Gorham, who was one of the main guitar players in Thin Lizzy through the 70s, through their most popular period, right up till the end. And he's the only original member. I think Ricky Wharton might be in here too, who was in Thin Lizzy for a while. You know, just great stuff. Look back on my recent What's Spinning for My Car video, and I kind of go into a little more detail about the sound on this one. Good stuff. And there's also, I think, a review on my website, No Left Till Metal. Alright, we're getting to the bottom of the pile finally. This is, I picked up not too long ago the debut album from Phenomena, and this is Dream Runner from Phenomena. And if I'm not mistaken, this might be, I don't know, it's either second or third, I can't remember. I should have looked that up before I did the video. But I haven't spun this one yet. I'm looking forward to spinning it. Given it, these guys are very melodic, AOR-ish, and it's all like based on a storyline, which I don't even know what storyline is yet. I haven't looked into it. But it's got a lot of big name players on it. Let's see, we got Glenn Hughes from Deep Purple, Ray Gillen, John Wetton, Scott Gorham from Thin Lizzy. Let's see who else is on here that we might know. Neil Murray, who played what, Black Sabbath, Whitesnake, I believe. Toshiro Nimi, I don't know who that is. Max Bacon, Mel Galley, Kajio Yamamoto, I'm not sure who that is either. Leif Johansson. So there you go. Some of the players I played on this Phenomenon record. And this actually came from Vexer 6 from the Heart of Metal board, who said this, wanted to see it reviewed on No Left Till Metal, and I will get that done. As well as these last three that I'm going to show you, these all came from the same person. And I have been spinning these over the last month or so. I want to absorb more before I write anything about them, though. This is, and maybe some of you guys know more about this band than me, because I'm fairly new to this band in the last couple months. Just really discovering them. This is 220 volt Mind Over Muscle. And 220 volt Young and Wild. And one more. This is 220 volt Power Games. So there you go. Those are three from 220 volt that recently acquired from Vexer, and I spun all three of them. I like all three of them. To me, they kind of have like a melodic heavy metal sound, very European sounding to me. But again, I need to spin it some more and kind of live with it some more before I write something about it. I like to really know what I'm talking about when I write reviews on No Left Till Metal. You know, here I can just kind of talk about them, and then if I want to talk about them more, I can. But on there, I kind of try to have to, you know, I really want to know what I'm saying and write something intelligent, rather just kind of nice hands, a nice cover, you know, which is what I do when I'm showing new vinyl sometimes, because some of the stuff I haven't heard or I'm not that familiar with. And 220 volt, definitely one I'm not that familiar with, but I know that a lot of you guys are, so I'm hoping some of you can tell me about these guys and what you think of them. So there you go. That is my October, maybe even December, vinyl update. Rock metal update. And hope you enjoyed that. Love talking music with you, so you want to talk about any of those things, maybe some of you never heard of, you want to ask me about them, maybe some of them you have heard more and know more than I do, tell me about it. So looking forward to hearing from you. Thanks again. You know, if you like this video, thumbs up, please subscribe, and that's it. God bless. Stay strong.